To tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. The droids of bananas or Raylos. No Ray Nobodies. We do this for the love of Star Wars and for basically truth, justice, and the American way. So yesterday, Deadline and Variety was agog that LGBTQ employees at Disney and their virtue signaling supporters were going to walk out from Marvel and Pixar and God knows where and who fucking cares because of the what they call the Don't Say Gay bill. I just read it. It is a PDF. It is on this. It is in the description. You read it. Want to ask you a question? Do you see anywhere where it says anything anti-gay? It doesn't mention homosexuality. Not even one word. Let me see if I can find it on here. Because I'll just read the opening preamble for you. Just because I want to read it for you. It is called SB 1834, Parental Rights in Education. That sounds anti-gay, doesn't it? All right, this is the overview, and then I'll get into it, and I'll click onto the bill that they actually passed. Parental Rights in Education, requiring district schools to adopt procedures that comport with certain provisions of the law, notifying the student's parent of specified information, requiring such procedures to reinforce the fundamental right of parents to make decisions regarding the upbringing and control of their children in a specified manner, prohibiting the school district from adopting procedures or student support forms that require school district personnel to withhold parent-specified information or that encourage or have the effect of encouraging a student to withhold from a parent such information, prohibiting the school district from encouraging classroom discussion about sexual identity, orientation, or gender identity in primary grade levels or in a specified manner, etc. Now, that is where they have the problem. Okay, here's the deal. They could be talking about heterosexuality, all right? They could be talking about, dog sexual. I mean, this is not anti-gay. It's protecting children. So let's go into the bill text. Let's go to the PDF. My favorite. All right, this is what it says. And I'm going to tell you, this is what they say. Every bill I ever read on the floor when I worked for Dick Armey. A bill to be entitled, An Act Relating to Parental Rights in Education Amending S1001.42, F.S. Semicolon, requiring district school boards to adopt procedures that comport with certain provisions of law for notifying. All right. And all right. Well, all right. Let's go here. This is a very long one. Prohibiting school district personnel from discouraging or prohibiting parental notification and involvement in critical decisions affecting a student's mental, emotional, or physical well-being. Prohibiting the school district from encouraging classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity in primary grade levels or in a specified manner, authorizing a parent to bring an action against the school district to obtain a declaratory judgment that a school, district, procedure, or practice violates certain provisions of the law. Primary school grades. K, pre-K, through third grade. Okay. Why they stopped there, I don't know, because I don't think anything like this should be discussed in schools, period. We have enough crap with sex education in public schools anyway without this. All right? There's absolutely nothing in just reading this that says you can beat the crap out of a gay guy. You can use slurs against them. You can, there's nothing that harms the gay population. What this does is it gives parents the ultimate authority in their kids' education, period. Now, what we see going on right now with Disney and, with the left in general, the awfuls and the Hollywood elite, is that they could read that and not understand it. Okay? Now I ask you a question. Just a little question here. Do you think Steven Spielberg lives in California? No. Kate Capshaw didn't want to live there. They live in New York. Okay, that's where they live. They raise their kids in New York. Now they might have a house in California, might spend a lot of time, but they live in New York. Harrison Ford and Calista Flockhart sent their adopted son to high school in Jackson, Wyoming. They didn't go to high school in California. You think about it. You think about that and you think about this, okay? There are people out there in the Hollywood elite that want to encourage this because there's a lot of speculation, killing population growth. There is a small cabal of very wealthy people. I've talked about Klaus Schwab before, who want a zero to negative population growth. They honestly think that humanity needs to die off, and they should be the only ones there. Okay? You can all just kind of sit here and go, yeah. And then, of course, there are people out there that, to be honest, want to encourage your kids to explore the lifestyles because the only way they can get people like them is to nurture that, okay? Groom that, all right? I know I sound harsh, but it's true. Nobody who voted for that law, voted for Ron DeSantis himself, hate gay people. They don't. And the idea that this bill says don't say gay, I don't see it anywhere. Okay? It just doesn't encourage it. They want to be able to let parents have a say in what the kids are learning. That's it. It has nothing to do with being anti-gay at all. Okay? Now, Marvel came out and attacked Disney. All right, that's Kevin Feige. Weird that Lucasfilm just said they, and I'm probably going to be surprised when they come out and attack Chapek. But Lucasfilm came out and said we support our gay whatever icky employees, whatever. But they didn't attack Disney. Okay, they didn't. The company is being held hostage by a small minority of angry people who are upset that their brand of living is not optimal for a vast majority of people. Okay, all right. Most of my gay friends know that. I have a friend who left that lifestyle and preaches against it. All right, because it nearly killed him. Okay, it nearly killed him. He doesn't have AIDS or anything like that, but his story is mind-boggling. Okay, he thinks that this is the right thing to do. Okay, he thinks that. Another friend who is living with HIV, who has left the lifestyle, embraced the Catholic faith, and he thinks this is the right thing to do. Why? Because if you encourage kids to do something like this, there's danger in that. Okay? Look, one of my friends, back in the 80s, when AIDS was running rampant, basically asked out loud, and he's gay, why don't we close the bathhouses? And immediately he got shut down by everybody else in that community. Now, he was talking about ending the spread of AIDS. Okay. This was at a time when drug cocktails to control HIV didn't exist. Okay. This is when, if you were HIV positive, you could do whatever you wanted, try to curb it, make it go away, but eventually you were gonna die of full-blown AIDS. And he just made a logical statement and got shot down. Think about it. Okay. Then my other friend, who basically lived on the streets, he was in the porn industry, was looking. It's very interesting when you talk to him about why he embraced that. He was looking for the relationship that he never had with his father. So this was the assumption he had as a young man. Okay. And after visiting a club in San Francisco, by the way, he was found bleeding out of several different places in a gutter. And that was the last time he ever did anything like that. All right. He almost died. Okay. All right. Then, of course, my friend, who's the religious, I think he's a brother, who crusades against this. Okay. They don't hate gay people. They are gay themselves. Okay. All right. They just see the danger and they support this legislation. Now, do I care what people do in private? No, I don't. But as someone who looks at a little kid and remembers their own childhood, just play, 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 play. Why can't little kids have that? You know, where did Christopher Robbins go? Where did the little boys who wanted to be Han Solo or Luke Skywalker go? Why must they be exposed to, drag queen story time in second grade? Why? Okay, why? And why do these elite Hollywood people and people who mostly don't live in Florida feel the need to shake down Disney over this? And another thing, with Russia, Ukraine and Russia are in talks, but Ukraine is begging for the U.S. to sponsor a no-fly zone, which we might as well just, party like it's 1999 if that happens, because despite me thinking that Ukraine will lead to World War III, because I don't think Putin wants to do that, that will escalate the conflict. And that could bring about getting nuked, okay? All right, we got Iran firing missiles at our consulate. We've got North Korea testing missiles again. We've got China's, threatening and basically rumored to want to invade Taiwan in the fall. Yet here we are, talking about what I consider a private decision among families. And most 99.9% of the time, mommy and daddy will opt to want to know what the kids are learning, and to ask hard questions of the educators. But when you look at the problem that Bob Chapek is facing, let's not fool ourselves. This is a bunch of people who are screaming, "Look at me," who are narcissistic I gotta tell you, a lot of the three guys I talked to, hey Dave, the three guys I've talked to that are friends of mine admit that there's a big narcissism problem in that community. Okay. And you gotta understand 90% of the people in that community don't want anything to do with this activism. They want to be left alone. But you got, first off, a few loud, angry, insecure, babbling morons, okay, that look like that. And you've got a bunch of affluent, white, female ultra liberals chanting and encouraging them. You've got somebody who's out of Disney, who has absolutely no reason to make a comment on Disney's behalf. Bob Iger's chanting like a, virtue signaling like a hard up male cricket over this. Okay, what's the problem here? Here's the problem. Troy Pacelli, hey man. Yeah, it does. It's very broad language. It is very broad language, and it doesn't have anything. And the perpetuating of this lie, this huge piece of propaganda, bullshit, don't say gay, is disgusting to me. Again, Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, I can't remember who runs Pixar. They don't give a flying F about you as parents. They don't care about the customer. I want to ask you a question. Hey, Carla, when did Bob Iger ever consider what was best for Star Wars? What was best for Marvel after, Endgame? All right. He let these virtue signaling entitled assholes take the lead, and they've driven both franchises into the ground. Okay. The Miss Marvel, trailer came out. Interesting. Okay. But still, we've got the Eternals. We've got Shang-Chi. We've got, we've got what happened with what they did to Loki. Okay, Pete Dodger. All right. What the hell is Pete Dodger's problem then? What? Are they just looking to look cool in the vast world, the echo chamber of Hollywood? That vast, actually not so vast, a teeny tiny minority of people who still think they run people's lives? Pete Doctor. Okay, that's all right. Pete Doctor. Is that why we get this? All right, here's the deal. Again, this is the God's honest truth. Disney is being held hostage by this teeny tiny minority of people. And they are anti-children. They don't care about kids' childhoods. And when you look at their complaints, sorry. It's mostly about them. It has nothing to do with the cause. This whole thing, when you get somebody out there in this position where, I'm not talking about the head of Marvel or Pixar or even Bob Iger. They encourage this shit. But ultimately, it's about a bunch of people who look like this, or that, or that, there's the tranny, or I can't find the gay guy. I guess the gay guy is that guy right there. Running around saying, look at me. Pour put upon me. All right? And it is the most irrelevant shit that's going to blow up in their faces. Okay? Because I don't see people in Florida going, I don't even see, people in California being too thrilled with this. I mean, look, San Francisco just recalled a bunch of school board members because they were trying to allow people who didn't belong in the best school in that district into that school. People who can barely read, do math. That is bullshit. Okay, but again, the same people that are encouraging this asinine behavior of these activists are the ones that support that crap. And they think it's equality. Again, it's the great white savior. Now, Carla does have a lot. I think she's right about this, that a lot of this is probably attacking Susan Arnold. And I think it's eventually going to blow up in their faces. Again, Disney doesn't have to follow this. And I'm going to tell you something. They got a bigger problem coming. These people in Hollywood. David Zaslav. Period. All right? He's already shaking up CNN. He's not even installed as the boss yet. Okay? When he gets there, I predict, I'm going to make a prediction like Cameron does, that J.J. Abrams doesn't get his deal. Okay? He's out. And that's going to be the start. You're going to see a lot of social justice, virtue signaling ended. They want to make money. That's it. That's all they want to do. So when you sit there as a member of that community and you're an activist and you're not there to earn Disney money and you're there just to cause trouble, my favorite, Pixar, they're censoring our LGBTQ content in our animation. Really? Let me explain something. I know a lot of families, all right? I know good friends who have lots of kids, all right? One family has 13, 12 boys. They won't let their kids see this stuff. Why? Because it robs them of their childhood. And the parents have every right to say this. It robs these, it's immoral. And there it is, in their opinion. And they have every right to say that. This is a question that a kid should be having if he has it. And I do believe it's mostly the way they're raised. And I look at mommies for the fault of a lot of that. A lot of young men, their mothers were crazy. Okay. Their mothers were stronger than the father. And, there you go. When you have gay friends who don't encourage the lifestyle, they have a problem. Okay? And the idea that this is, look, the only thing they identify themselves as, that's it. Their stupid pronouns, etc. That's narcissism, and it's sick. It is mental illness. It is not, And I'm not saying gay people are mentally ill. I'm saying those particular gay people are mentally ill. Okay? Why? Because everything is about them. It's not even about their community. It is about how they feel. And that they should be given kudos and prizes and parades, etc., because of how they choose to live their lives. That's it. Meanwhile, everyone's going gas prices. China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine, North Korea is freaking out again. And you guys want us to stop and admire you. You know, it's irrelevant. And it is irrelevant to Disney making money. And that is the ultimate problem that Bob Chapek has trying to convince these people. Okay, he made a mistake apologizing. I would have told them, all right, I understand your concerns, but this company does not encourage harassment or victimization of your population, okay? And that's it. We do not get involved in politics. We're here to make money. All right, I am trying to bring Disney back to the center to make everybody happy. Okay, again, these people that are threatening to walk out don't realize and don't consider they're straight, white, heterosexual, straight, black, heterosexual, Asian, Latino co-workers as counting, okay? They don't consider their black co-workers as counting, their Latino co-workers as counting, their female co-workers as counting. All they do is see what they want, what they desire, and it's all about them. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with doing the right thing for Disney, and that is the sad thing. That is extremely disgusting, in my opinion. And this is the problem that Bob Chapek has. All right, he's got Iger with his gay, looking shiny suits and his expensive shiny shirts with the top two buttons unbuttoned. Strutting around screaming about this. And he's got Feige taking shots at him. And it makes me sick that he and Susan Arnold have to deal with this shit. All right. It doesn't matter to these people if Disney's in bad financial shape. They don't care. I don't know, Asia. I mean, look, people are stupid. And you can see it when they say Obi-Wan. I mean, I just saw someone post a video saying that everything in Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to break canon. This is the stupidity that even fans that agree with us we have to deal with. How in the fuck does it break canon when you haven't seen it? Okay? But Disney owns it. They don't understand what Disney's going through right now. That the head of the company is trying desperately to right the ship. Okay? All they see is, I hate Disney. I hate Disney. Disney sucks. Disney Star Wars sucks. All of it sucks. All right? To expect intellectual honesty and integrity and curiosity from anybody in this day and age is expecting too much. Okay? We can't expect it from our own side. All right? We can't. Think about it. We can't expect it from our own fucking side. Why would we ever expect these 5 or 6 screaming slobs at Disney who don't live in Florida, by the way, and if they do, they're not being beaten up, they're not being harassed, they're not being bullied for their lifestyle. They're just, dancing around saying me, me, me. I mean, that's what those parades are about. give a shit about getting equal rights. They already have them. Okay, they already have them. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking fed up. All right? I mean, I gotta go to the store in a little bit to get stuff for tomorrow's dinner. My husband gave me $75. I guarantee you by the time I'm done buying everything, I'm gonna spend all of it. All right? I'm gonna spend all of it. Why? And 2 years ago, 3, bought meat, potatoes, cabbage, and 2 6-packs of Guinness, and walked out with $50, $40 in my pocket still. All right. But because we have to suffer inflation, here we are. And well, victimhood, and I'm gonna leave you guys with this because I gotta go. The victimhood thing started with Oprah Winfrey. When you look at the things that she wrote about growing up, and she actually had an affair with John Tesh, and how she realized he wasn't, because she was massively overweight when they dated, and how he was like turned off by that. Okay, it wasn't because he found her obesity disgusting. It's because he's a straight white male. All right. Everything in the Oprah show, on her network, caters to making women victims, making the LGBTQ small minority people victims, etc., etc. And it's pervasive. It is pervasive. And it is very interesting to me how not only did that kind of seep its way into everything that she talks about to this day, The Color Purple, when she made that movie called Precious about that girl, the black girl who grew up in inner city Chicago, who is pregnant for a second time, and how badly she's being treated. There's nothing about how the government has put these people into basically warehouses at those housing districts in Chicago. There's nothing about how the government keeps poor people poor. It's everything that has to do with everybody else, everybody's fault, but the people who are stuck there not realizing they're being abused by the system. Okay? And the people like Star Parker, who realize that early, they hate her. Why? Because she's honest. She basically said, this is what's going on, and I don't like it. Yeah, well, Obama, he very cleverly made everybody think he was a victim because he was black. If you look at his biography, he went to private schools. He went to expensive universities. He had every opportunity. So I want to ask you this question. Is he a victim? Or is he perpetuating a mythology and a fraud? Okay? Or should we all feel bad for him because he didn't really know his father? A lot of people in this world, born to shitty human beings, don't know their parents, don't know their fathers, don't know their mothers, never met their grandparents because their parents want to keep them away from them. All right? Yeah, the breakdown of the nuclear family, it's the war on poverty. That's where it started. It was an attack, a deliberate attack on minorities in this country. Okay? And what sucks is that the white population fell for it too, with birth control, with no fault divorce, etc., etc. Okay, I'm not here to talk about that. So we've got this a small population of weirdos at Disney who think they're victims, who've never really been victimized in their whole lives. Okay, or if they have, they wear it, they talk about it, it's all they are. Narcissism. And who creates narcissism? Parents. Go look at the biography of Adolf Hitler. That kid's father abused him. His mother treated him like he was the Kaiser or the Emperor of Austria-Hungary. He was born to be a narcissist, okay? And when you read those stories about how he grew up, how his friends perceived him, that kid was bound for bad. Yeah, and Bezos is right. We are full of enablers. I'm not an enabler. I don't care. All right, you come. All right, let's say like I'm the chairman of the board at Disney. You have a complaint. You walk in with it, and it's ridiculous. It's like, do you live in Florida? No. So why does this law bother you? Well, California has anti-hate laws, and also Florida does too. I don't know because she's never really stated anything. I mean, as far as, again, Jason Hunt and Cameron, we're talking a couple of days ago, and, Pixar hasn't been doing very well, okay? Not well at all. And my attitude is, sell Pixar. Sell it. Okay? Sell it. They need the money anyway. Sell it. All right? Yeah, Mazars is right there too. She's wise not to say anything. Chapek has to because of his position. But as the chairman of the board, she's wise not to say anything. Now, I'm going to say this. Is Iger attacking Bob Chapek or is he attacking Susan Arnold? All right. Susan Arnold was the one that said don't buy Fox. She was there on the board longer than anybody. Okay? She was not a fan of Bob Iger's, by the way. All right? We just got to see what happens. But yours truly is pissed off right now. For very good reasons. But anyway, I got to go to Wegmans. I got to get everything for tomorrow. And grab some dinner for tonight. And get my Irish beer. So I'll talk to you guys later. See you around the galaxy. Behave. Be smart. And anything happens, I'll be back. Talk to y'all later.